Stop looking at that cookbook, Aaron. You're not Gordon Ramsay. I'm Gordon Ramsay. All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3. What's going on, Weekend Warriors? Welcome into episode 46 of the Weekendology podcast. This is the only podcast with the hottest takes, the best talking points, and the stories to spark your weekend conversations. So for everything related to all the best topics from music, movies, sports, food, and more, we've got you covered. I'm your host, Will Deichley, alongside my co-host, Aaron Berg. Aaron, what's up, buddy?
Happy to be back from hiatus.
Exactly, yeah. Took a little bit of a hiatus, chilled out.
Refreshed.
We're
really ready to go for this episode.
Do you feel refreshed, reinvigorated for a new episode?
I'm ready. I've just been, every day of the week just sitting there.
You should be ready.
I can't wait to do Weekendology.
You're another year older since our last episode,
I am.
too,
Yeah,
so
I'm officially old now.
Happy belated birthday to you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Do you feel wiser, more wisdom gracing you?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Every year.
I know everything there is to know now.
Oh, wow, everything.
Yeah. And I'm still in my 20s, though.
You are still
hanging
in your
on,
20s.
hanging on by a thread.
We're both in our late 20s, but
I hate when people say late 20s. I just like saying 20s.
Yeah, we're in our 20s. Can you tell me what's going to happen tomorrow since you know everything then?
Yeah, you're going to have a good day.
I hope so. Well,
every day is a good day with Weekendology.
Every day is a great day. Well, we want to thank all of our returning listeners for joining us again this week. And if you're new to the show, welcome aboard. This show is all about changing, improving, and making things better as we cover all the best topics from around the pop culture and the sports world. Weekendology is a production of the Big Red World. They're a great publishing network for podcasts outside of St. Louis. Go check them out on Twitter at Big Red Social, and their website is bigredworld.org. To keep up with all things music, movies, sports, food, and more, another tongue twister there, go check out our social handles. Our main Twitter is Weekendology Pod, and wherever you listen to podcasts. And for everything sports related, go check out Weekendology Sports. And for everything keep up to date with entertainment related, go check out Weekendology ENT.
We should spell that. It's WKND Sports.
Yes. Well, so WKNDOLOGY Sports. Weekendology Sports. So
WKNDology Sports.
Yeah, just no E's in there. So
you're the one that's got it in front of you.
Yeah,
we need to get more followers on those.
Go check that out.
We're slacking there. So
the hiatus that means a total hiatus from everything. So I didn't really do a whole lot of social posting or promotion or anything like that. But
you unplugged.
I unplugged. We're back on the grindstone now. And for all of those of you who don't have Twitter, check out our Facebook page as well for all of the updates on our latest episodes and everything else in the world that's going on. And as you listen to this week's episode, make sure to rate on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or wherever you're listening from. Maybe Google Podcasts, if that's a thing. YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a like.
Are we on Stitcher?
I think we're on Stitcher.
Who uses Stitcher?
I don't know if anybody uses Stitcher.
I have, actually. That's one of the things I can use in my car. They give you the different, you can set it to Bluetooth or AM, FM radio. You can set it to Stitcher, but I don't know. Never seen anyone use it.
I've never used Stitcher
Never heard
before.
anyone use it.
I know it's something that we're probably on. We're on like 19 different social platforms. There's got to
be some awesome podcast that's only on Stitcher. Like a Stitcher exclusive, and that's why people have it.
It's probably just the Stitcher podcast, like from Stitcher itself.
I mean, they put a podcast app on your phone.
I know.
Why wouldn't you just use it? That's like the people that listen to Spotify for podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but why? You have an app automatically on your cell phone that you can listen to podcasts. Why wouldn't you just do that?
Some people just use Spotify as their main source of all things music and stuff related. And Spotify is actually the biggest podcasting company in the world now.
Oh, and they got Joe Rogan.
They have Joe Rogan, so it's the number one place for podcasts, apparently. Well, iHeartRadio would say that, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, is that true?
It's definitely not Apple Podcasts.
Sounds right.
Because they don't do demographics and analytics anymore.
If you have a Droid... Android.
I think you use Google Podcasts then,
okay,
or
so
Spotify.
Maybe that. Okay, you answered my question. Thanks.
There you go. So if you're not on Apple, you don't use Apple Podcasts.
If you don't have an iPhone,
Spotify.
If you're a green texter,
then
yeah,
that's my.
You probably on Facebook and don't have Twitter.
I'm sure there's people listening to this, like, no, Android is so much better than Apple. We must fight to the death in the octagon for this. Crazy. Wouldn't that be amazing? Just get like. It's like
the epic rap battle, Bill Gates versus Steve Jobs.
Exactly. Epic rap battles of history.
That's pretty good.
Android user versus the iPhone. Begin.
Okay, start rapping.
I can't rap. I'm not a rapper, so. But yeah, that's kind of how it is. So go check it out wherever you listen. Give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe, whatever it is. So Aaron, what's our pick of the week? What are we watching, listening to?
Ooh, yeah.
Reading. I don't know.
Oh, we're doing reading.
We can do reading. You can do anything.
I always do two picks of the week, and they're varying.
Our picks of the week are not limited by anything.
So I'm going to start off. I'm going to throw a curveball at you all since you gave me that option there. I'm reading the book Jailblazers.
Oh,
yeah,
it sounds interesting.
Kenny Eggers.
Never heard of him.
I hope I got that right.
Kenny,
if I screwed up,
Kenny Eogers or something, and he's gonna be listening. Well, no, you spelled my name wrong.
Look it up. Make sure I got his name right.
Jailblazers.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here.
Got to give Kenny his credit where credit is due.
Kenny Eogers.
Eggers, Eggers. I think that's how you spell it.
Yeah, that's.
Did I get it right? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Shout out Kenny Eggers. Yeah, read his book Jailblazers. It's fantastic. It's about the era of the Portland Trailblazers, starting at when they were relevant and good.
Nice.
Well, I guess they're relevant now, but early 90s, Clyde Drexler era when they were good, and then the fall when they became the Jailblazers, and it takes you through the 90s into the 2000s, and just how that team really, shows how when you got an owner that you kind of second fiddle, because they were owned by the guy who owned the Seahawks, Paul Allen. He owned them from afar, and he had his GM from afar. And it just shows kind of how chemistry really matters in sports. And you can't just go grab the best players you see on paper because they got to be able to play together.
You never cease to amaze me with your sports knowledge. It's like just endless, vast amounts of sports knowledge. Just keep going back into the recesses of your mind.
I read a lot of those books.
I've learned most of my sports stuff from you, so that's a great pick of the week.
Patreon bonus episode, just talking about Jailblazers. But yeah,
let's do it.
It's a great book, really interesting, even if you're not a basketball fan. I love that era of basketball specifically.
Yeah.
And I love those players, so there's a lot of cool shout-outs to those guys, but a lot of inside stories. It's very chronological and very inside scoop. He was with the team. He'd interview Damon Stoudemire after every game, and
cool.
He'd have Damon Stoudemire write a journal, and so he would really get like true, honest thoughts, and then just kind of chronicle it and see, okay, this is where they started, this is where they finished. So
nice.
I'm trucking along. I'm probably 75% done with the book.
Wow,
so.
Look at you. Pandemic has reinvigorated your reading.
It has, yeah. That's that is a preview of today's episode.
It is.
And then on the old Netflix, I just finished Down to Earth with Zac Efron.
Great show, yeah.
Great show. Have you? I know we watched the first episode together, but have you
watched a couple more? So it's been a good show so far. Very sporadic with it. I'll start an episode and then come back like the next day and then finish it.
It's like my watching of the Happiness is Circle, a bigger world production. I did finish that finally.
Yeah,
too.
I'm kind of OCD lately when it comes to watching shows. Like there's so many on TV, right?
We have an episode about that.
There is. So there's like 5 or 6 that I'm watching right now. I'm just like, oh man, I got to go to this. I got to go to this. Like Lucifer is a new season just came on Netflix. Okay. The Boys season 2 was just released on Amazon Prime.
It's not your time yet.
Oh, sorry.
Pick of the week.
Well, that's not my pick of the week. I'm just saying. There's just lots of shows that I need to watch. And
I got you.
Just switching back and forth. But
well, Down to Earth, check it out. Zac Efron's my boy. He's the coolest guy in Hollywood. Just support him. Basically, shows how to live a better life and treat yourself, treat others around you better. Whether that's health, what you eat, how you live the world, and just making a world a better place.
That sounds like a great pick of the week, Aaron. I love it.
It was, because that way when I read Jailblazers and I get kind of down, I'm like, wow, what a mess. I can watch that show, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, everything's improving, actually.
Lift your spirits up.
Yeah, so.
Well, my pick of the week isn't any of those other shows I watched.
Oh, man.
I know. Mine's a little bit more educational and, I guess, opposite of what yours is.
Hey, Zac Efron is very educational.
So I'm listening to his podcast called The Blind Spot. The Blind Spot, The Road to 9/11.
Wow.
It's a really, really interesting podcast, but it gives an in-depth look on how the U.S. intelligence kind of knew the threats ahead of time, and they knew what was going to happen, but they chose to do nothing, and it follows a couple of the investigators and so on and so forth up to the events.
You mean like when they bombed the parking garage of the World Trade Center in '94, and they were just like, "Oh no, everything's fine."
Yeah, pretty much. But no, like they knew like the hijackers who were in the United States, and they chose to do nothing, and they were waiting for the right opportune moment to strike, whatever. But I don't know.
Like they had the warning signs and they didn't act.
Yeah,
enough.
so it's a really, really good podcast that's on Apple, Spotify.
Is that a serial podcast?
No, it's only like 4 or 5 episodes long, so it's like a mini series.
Well, I mean, there is a beginning and an end to it, so it's not like, hey, we're still recording.
Yeah,
20 years later.
It's a good podcast, and I mean, 9/11 was last week, so it was. I think I finished it in probably 3 days or something. So
I think it's really important to check out. Like, I always make a point this is kind of sounds weird, but every 9/11, to, again, sounds weird, but to honor, I guess honor the victims,
Yeah.
And just to get another, I guess, take a moment to think about, okay, I guess appreciate is what I'm trying to say. Appreciate the life we have now in America, and, appreciate, what the military has done and protect us and all those patriotic things, but
no, each year I find some new piece of info that I never knew on.
Right. Well,
on
we were like 9 when that happened. I think too, it's important for especially like Gen Z, especially, or millennials, to do that so we really understand the impact. So I always try to watch a documentary, read an article, do something to understand it more, and then think, where we've come from.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think the pandemic has given me a good chance to kind of do new stuff, so to speak.
That's good. It's good you took advantage
really
of it.
kind of like do things that I never would have thought that I would do, or get into certain subjects that really bored me before. Like I took a little bit more of interest in politics, taken more...
Oh, no.
I'm not going to go on a political rant, but I've gotten more in tune as to what the political atmosphere is.
Well,
That's something that I was never interested in before.
Voting season, so
yeah, make sure you go vote November 3rd. But I've gotten into like more cooking stuff and everything, and so like things that I haven't had interest in before, I'm just like, well, I'll try it, and like learn a whole lot more about certain things.
That's good.
And that's kind of a good segue into our topic of this episode. So as the pandemic rages on and quarantines are still fairly high, I would say, and it seems like there's a lot of negativity floating around. So we thought we'd introduce a little bit of positivity into the old Weekendology, Weekend Warriors listening atmosphere.
Yeah.
So we wanted to talk about all of the positive things that are coming out of the pandemic and just kind of riff off of that.
It sounds funny saying it that way, but I know what you mean.
All the positive
things that came out of the pandemic. Like, it's a good thing. Like,
out of the pandemic.
Like, a pandemic. The great things that happened.
I mean, there are some good things that have happened. And I feel like with all of, like, the challenges and the hardships and, I don't know, we as, like, a species have found ways to adapt and to make the best of things. Mm-hmm. And so, like, obviously one of the major challenges is being stuck inside the entire 6 months, 7 months this has gone
on.
And
nothing in our, I know, like, I guess with like the flu epidemic, but that didn't happen in our lifetime. So this is the first time in literally anyone's lifetime,
right,
where people have lived through it and charting these uncharted waters.
Yeah. Is there anything that you're doing to kind of make the best of these weird times that we're in? I know we've talked about this on previous episodes, but we haven't done a full episode on this.
I would say what I've tried to do, it's kind of general, but I've just tried to be more positive. Like, again, this sounds very general, but I've made a conscious effort to think about it. Like, work on my mental health, work on just things that, not letting things affect me so much. I think because it's so easy, we sit on social media all day, or it's so easy to go to work and think, oh, this sucks. I'm stuck inside. For me personally, I used to go into the office. Now I work from home, and I've been doing so for 7 months and probably won't go back into the office again.
No, we're never going to go back into. At least our job will never go back into the office.
Yeah,
so.
we shouldn't. But like, at first I was like, oh man, this is inconvenient. I don't want to do this. Like, I'm sitting inside all day. I can't get out of the house. And I just thought, you know what? I have a job. I had a friend of mine. He lost 2 jobs, and his fiance lost her job. Yeah. And they have a house. Like,
I can't imagine that kind of stress and responsibility.
Oh
so
yeah, like, and he
bad.
wasn't making what we're making off Weekendology, of course.
No, I think that's a
shout
good
out
thing
Lionfish for all the sponsor money. But it's just like that kind of situation. I wanted to really work on that, and not to get too deep with you right off the bat.
Oh no, we can go as deep as you want. Like, we're here to help.
I'm gonna get in there nice and deep, like
this is gonna be a pro. Oh yeah, get it in there.
But like, I just think like it was when it started. Of course, I did what everyone did. I'm like, I'm gonna learn a skill, or I'm gonna do this. I'm not that motivated, like, and you get into a routine, you fall back into your routine and whatever. But I wanted to just really work on that and work on, recognizing, okay, am I complaining here when I don't need to be? Am I blowing this out of proportion when I don't need to be? Am I, and just noticing all the things that I did, and I consider myself a pretty positive person.
Yeah.
But you just notice that and think, okay, how can I improve in that way? And
I think that's really, really good.
It's kept my mental health higher.
Very confusing time as of late. So I've taken the time to kind of just take stock of what I really want to do in my life, and I really like helping people and being able to create, certain things. So do that with this podcast, is creating positivity, and I don't know, just anything that's out there is to. I kind of know what I want to do. I have a little bit more of a direction. How I get there is a little bit more challenging, especially nowadays. But
that's the hard part.
I guess it's a good time to, I guess, take stock of what's important to you in your life. So, like, if you are struggling with certain things, like I struggle with setting like a strict schedule, like working out. Doing meal prep or whatever it is, then going
structuring your day.
Yeah, like I just feel like I wake up and I sit at my desk and work, and then do the podcast work, and then did rinse and repeat. So
you do like the same 3 things.
Pretty much, yeah. So like I have to do a better job of doing other things outside of that, but knowing that I like what I like to do helps me kind of do that. So,
well, I would say it's easier, for going back to like what you said. Thinking about, okay, what do I want to do with my life? Take that, for example, the hard part, it could be, well, how do I do it? Because that is tough. Here's a million ways to do it. But it could be the easy part at the same time, because there are a million ways to do it. We have a lot more technology. You have the time to sit and work on it, get certificates or get, study or network
get that
or whatever.
Pack I've always wanted.
Yeah,
that's never gonna happen.
It's easier than you think.
Oh well,
the hard part is maintaining it, because man, once you're just like, what, I don't really need this 6-pack anymore.
The challenge for me has been,
if I eat this, and it's gone.
Has been motivation as well. Like, the pandemic makes you lazy too, so you gotta try and find ways to build up your motivation.
Well, I think like you said, because we get into, I wake up, I go to my desk, I do my job for 8 hours, I eat dinner at this time, I watch TV, and I watch these shows at this time, and I go to bed. You get very robotic, and I think you just don't want to break out of that routine. And then, why do you have the motivation to do anything else? You're comfortable.
Yeah.
And you're inside, too. You're in the utmost comfortable place.
I'm in the most comfortable spot ever, my bed, and then my couch.
Everything is familiar. So, like, I think, too, that's why people struggled so much, especially when this started, because it was like, you have all the convenience right there, and we have our phones and technology, whatever. Like, you're good. You're pretty much set. So.
Right. No, I agree with you, and I think what the quarantine and the pandemic has made us adapt. So even though we're all comfortable right now, this has forced us to essentially get out of our comfort zone from what was our normal routines, and has forced us to, I guess, bring out some of the things that we didn't think were there. So one thing is I've noticed is like a lot of community spirit. There's more people willing to help each other, especially during the beginning of all this. You know, we're all in this together type of thing. When you hear that mantra quite a bit, but I think I've seen a lot of community support groups grow for a lot, especially for mental health, for the elderly. Facebook actually does a good job of this, of recommending different groups for you for things to do in your local area.
You mean using Facebook for what it's for?
Exactly. Yes.
Connecting people,
not for trolling,
not ranting.
Ranting and doing political stuff. It's for bringing people together and
shocking, huh?
Yeah,
who'd have
actually
thought?
Helping people. So when I was researching this too, I remember when there was the the Italian dude or whatever who was like serenading all in the Italian streets and everything for the opera singer. In the UK, there was like 750,000 people answered the government's plea for like people to, I guess, assist other people. So like that's almost.
I thought you were gonna say stop having bad teeth.
I mean, that's possible too. The English don't have that bad of a dental system. That's a misnomer. So just throwing that out there.
I don't know about that. I've seen an awful lot of British people with some rough looking teeth.
But I feel like the community has definitely come together, whether you're in a small tight knit community or if you're in a larger one, you know, like New York or something. They really have become more resourceful in terms of helping people or providing resources needed to lend a hand, so to speak. So,
well, I'm going to go back to talking about 9/11. Like, I think about that, and I think, again, I don't have a good word for this, so I know this isn't a real silver lining, but I'm going to use that for lack of a better word. The silver lining of a catastrophic event like that is it teaches people you have to come together. You have to come together. You have to be resilient. You know, you have to work together as Americans or whatever country you're in, you know, and really as a world. Yeah. And realize we're all human beings. We're all in this together. You know, Zac Efron reference. Am I right?
We're
Shout
all
out Zac
in
Efron.
this together.
I'm gonna bring him on the podcast and have him sing
the
that.
rest of the words to that song, but
Zach, the invitation is open, by the way.
Yes.
But yeah, I just think I look at that, and even as a little kid, I saw it. You know, that patriotism came out that we needed. That you know, just unity, like you said, came out at a time where we really didn't have it. You know, and then it shocked us again into having that. And I think once again, history repeats itself. You look at, you know, it's an election year that was coming up. You know, it is coming up, but look at from the 2019 perspective. Election year was coming up. You know, people were griping about this, that, and the other thing. Like, I mean, people already were being kind of negative about things.
It was building up, I think, for a little while.
You know, and I think, you know, we lost our sense of unity in several ways. Then, boom, coronavirus came. Same type of deal, you know, all this negativity. But people came together, worked together. Even though it doesn't look like that, maybe on the surface, so you look at social media and people are still debating about politics or debating about whatever, race, or debating about whatever they want. You know, like, it still shows we can come together and we can, you know,
I think
start change, really.
There's more underneath the surface of everything you see on the news or the media and so on and so forth.
Because that sells. I mean, negativity is so easy and it's easy to complain.
Yeah, but I think it's much easier to bring out bad things and focus on those than it is the good things.
But we really have, when you look at it, we really have banded together. We've fought against challenges. We've gotten through this whole year, and I think come out stronger already, and we're going to keep coming out stronger.
I really hope so, because this year has really thrown everything it has at a lot of people. I mean, it's like the schoolyard bully of a year.
I know a lot of people say that. You'd say that in 2001 and 2002.
I mean, I said that in 2016 as well. So,
but like, right? I just think like whenever I hear people say that, like, yeah, it's been like a weird year, but think of Pearl Harbor. Think of like, I mean, seriously.
I agree
think
with
of all these different, huge, terrible, scary things that have happened, and it's like we've gotten through them. We've banded together in different ways, you know, and maybe at different times, but I think that is a good thing that comes out of, whether it's coronavirus or any other challenging situation.
Maybe this will be the catalyst for true change to happen. I mean, we've seen it in
and then it'll be another 20 years and it'll repeat.
That's true. Well, we've seen it happen with like the, I guess, Black Lives Matter movement or like racial equality as well. Hopefully it'll make a change for other things too. I was researching this, and carbon emissions are down as well. So with not enough cars traveling and commutes to work, the air quality is almost like 75% better than what it was like ever. The pollution in China had decreased 8%. Let's see. Carbon emissions decreased by 8%, and then the air pollution in China decreased by like 60 to 70%.
Leonardo DiCaprio must be just pumped.
He's crazy. Yeah, Al Gore just must be like, yes, I finally did it.
It was all me.
It was all
I
me.
I invented the internet, and I solved climate change.
Exactly. And
it was because of my movies.
And all those Michael Moore documentaries as well.
Yeah, he's getting on it too. Yeah. He's like, wait, something good happened? Yeah, it was me too.
Yeah, the anti conspiracy theory, all the people sitting in the room.
Speaking of which, I just watched Team America World Police last week.
Oh man,
that movie. Number one, no way in hell they could play that movie they still play it. I noticed though they're taking it off HBO this week, and I have a feeling why.
It's so politically incorrect.
There's no way they could make that movie this going on. Like no way, but. It's hilarious because it's got all those characters in it, and it's just like so stereotypical. And
I've seen that movie. It's pretty funny.
It's so stupid, but it's great.
No, climate change is, I think, a huge thing. So this is a good thing. Maybe people realize, well, we can stay at home and work. We don't have to travel and do all this kind of stuff and burn fossil fuels.
I think realizing too alternate solutions. They're realizing same thing for travel. They're realizing I don't need to go to every single meeting and fly across the country. I can use Zoom, Skype, Teams, whatever. I can call people. I can close big deals on an email. They're utilizing technology where it's like, yeah, you could have done this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But we were just so set. Again, going back to you get into that routine. It's comfortable. It just becomes the same thing over and over again. You're not thinking, should I break out of this? Should I do something new? Because you don't need to. You can just keep going about your day. But are you improving? Are you getting better? No, you're not. And I think that's what another good thing that came out of it is we were just going about our days like, yeah, I fly across the country. In this example, I drive, whatever, because that's how we do business.
Right.
We don't need to do that. And then look, we improved the environment in the process, and we also made it more convenient for ourselves.
Yeah, I was at the doctor today, and he was running a little bit behind, and he was like, "Oh, so sorry for that." He's like, "I'm like, no worries," and he's like, "I had to do a teledoc conference or whatever." I was like,
"Oh yeah,
that's a thing now." So like, speaking of new ways and alternative ways to do things is doing teledoc and having, I guess, more of a...
Hopefully it doesn't slow down
the
process, though, because it sounds like it's slowing it down.
Hopefully it doesn't slow down too much. But, he's adapting to it. He said, my entire staff is adapting to doing this new way of virtual diagnoses.
Well, and think about
like
that. And you got a lot less people in the hospital then. So
that's true.
People getting each other sick, less caseload there, or, is that what they call it? Caseload?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I'm not a doctor, just play on TV. But
just stayed in a Holiday Inn Express, so.
Yeah, that too. But I just think there's so many good things that are coming out of that. And that's another thing. We could have done that a few years ago. It just wasn't really... I actually, 2-3 years ago, I had teledoc services. I got a card for it and everything. I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. Threw it in a desk and never used it.
I never
just
used
kept
it.
Going
I didn't
to the
even
doctor.
know what it was until I was like,
this
is just like another insurance thing that they're trying to get me with or something.
And it's like, we could have used this for a while, but now we have to. And it's like, oh, it's pretty good.
But I think it highlights the need for all these essential workers and everything to, obviously, doctors and nurses and all that kind of stuff. They grinded it out for 36-hour shifts during the beginning of the pandemic, and I still think they're working hard now. But I think of all the supermarket workers or the Amazon delivery drivers, UPS, FedEx, all of those guys. Those guys are ones that we rely on to continue our convenient lifestyle. Like we love buying shit online.
I feel like I'm listening to a political speech right now. The way you're
I have
pointing,
gotten more into politics.
The backbone of America.
I did say I was running for president in whenever whenever
35,
I'm 35.
you're
so
28 now.
7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever that next election is after
2027,
30.
right?
Yeah, 2027. So
Is that right?
vote for Will. And
Wait, no, 2028. I'm
yeah,
stupid.
2028. Vote for Will in 2028.
He'll be 36.
I'll be 36 then, so that's fine. Whatever. But no, I think I would like to give more of an applause to those guys because without them, we wouldn't be able to have groceries delivered to us, or we wouldn't be able to order our daily Amazon thing, or have a teledoc conference, be able to have a doctor's opinion without risking ourselves or anything like that. So I think the applause for essential workers kind of goes. There you go, yeah. There.
Woo! That's an applause.
There,
I also want to take a moment to give a shout out to Doug Heffernan. He's so dedicated to delivery that when they asked him what his 5-year plan was, he said, well, hope to be delivering packages, only in a hovercraft.
Where's that from?
King of Queens.
Oh, I knew that was from King of Queens. Oh, man. Here I am trying to give a very serious, hop on my high horse here, and you're just like, King of Queens reference.
Get off that high horse.
Get
down from there. You're not a cowboy.
Oh, I'm not a cowboy. I don't think I would survive in the cowboy land.
No, I'm not tough enough.
No, I can't do it.
I'm not, man.
I do watch.
I look
this
at like
great
John
guy.
Wayne. I'm like, nah.
One of the guys I have discovered through the pandemic is Cowboy Kent Rollins on YouTube. He's a cowboy cook.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he cooks a lot of stuff in
cowboy food.
Yeah, like cowboy food. It's a lot of southern.
Bacon.
I guess home-style cooking, and he puts a lot of twists on things, and he gives a lot of good recipes.
I'm just picturing. I've heard of him. I'm sure I've seen him.
He was on Bobby Flay, beat Bobby Flay.
Oh,
as
yep. Okay, that's right.
Country fried steak, and yep.
I'm just picturing because he's not coming to mind. So I'm picturing like I don't know why. It's like Ethan Hawke looking kind of guy in a cowboy hat. I don't know why.
No, he literally looks like a rancher. He's got the long mustache like that.
Maybe that's why, because like Ethan Hawke has that like stupid looking
and
mustache.
He's got the giant cowboy hat. And
I'm picturing him like crouching over a fire making like Cracker Barrel food.
I mean, he kind of does that.
Steak.
He does a couple ones where he does country fried steak. He does like caveman style veggies and steak or whatever, where he
caveman style veggies. Aren't those just veggies?
Well, he digs a hole in the ground.
Puts a
like
fire style, yeah.
And then he puts the food in it, and he like buries it, and then I don't know. It was weird, but it looked pretty darn good.
That's
so
funny.
Anyway,
it's like a real pit barbecue.
It is like a real pit
barbecue.
On the ground. Yeah. What were we talking about now?
Delivery drivers.
Delivery drivers.
Shout out UPS.
Here's another good thing that came out of it. Do you notice you're getting more sleep at all, Aaron?
I'm not personally.
No?
No,
okay.
I'm staying up later.
Oh.
I don't go to bed. Like, I don't sleep very well. I've been sleeping better, to be honest. I will give you that. I've been sleeping a lot better, so I have a lot of trouble falling asleep. When I'm asleep, I'm out. I'm like, you could pound on the wall, you could shake me when I'm not waking up. But, like, it takes me like an hour or two to actually fall asleep. So I have been sleeping quicker. I think because I read before I go to bed, that does help. Instead of like sitting on my phone or watching something stupid on TV. But no, man, I go to bed at like midnight.
No. Okay, well maybe you're not the best example, but
when it comes to sleep, I'm never a good
people
example.
On average are getting about 17 to 30 minutes extra sleep per night, which hopefully
doesn't sound like a lot.
17. I mean, it is when you wake up.
Maybe that's because like you can get out of bed like 2 minutes before you have to log into your job.
I mean, that's true.
That's what I do.
I mean, I sometimes
I get half an hour of sleep because I'm just rolling. I set my alarm quicker.
But they're sleeping a little bit better because they don't have to worry about the commute the next morning. They don't have to worry about getting ready, so
that's
to speak.
Huge, too. That commute. You realize, I will say I like my commute. I kind of miss it a little bit because that's when I listen to music and podcasts and all that.
Right.
I don't, for whatever reason, I just don't think to do that when I'm not in the car. However, you realize how much time you waste just sitting in a car.
It's about an hour and a half, like, by the time you wake up and then get ready and then get over to wherever you're going. Yeah. Sometimes it's 2 hours. So
well, and actually, like, getting ready for the day.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's weird, too. I don't really get ready for. I mean, I shower obviously, but like, I mean, that's good, right?
I'll just roll out of bed and work for 8 hours and go back to sleep. Just don't even clean, bathe, or shave, or shower.
Who cares? But
Cowboy Kent Rollins.
Yeah, there you go. See, but I don't like. I'm not as concerned with my appearance, which maybe that's bad, but. I guess it's a good thing is like I don't waste time doing all that. I do what I have to do and I go to work. Whereas before it was like I had to wake up half an hour, 45 minutes before because like I had to do my morning routine.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's a good thing though because like you have more time hopefully to fill it with other stuff more productive that you can do or sleeping as well to catch up on sleep because don't go to bed at 2 a.m. though. Like Aaron does.
It's like midnight.
No, that's too late.
I did have a night where, I went to bed at like 2. Okay, I will say my Denver Broncos are just bugging me because I have to stay up till 12:30 at night and still see you dopes lose.
That sucks.
Steven Gostkowski misses a million field goals and you still lose to him and you keep me up.
Well, don't be a Denver Broncos fan and maybe you'll sleep better at night. So
that's why I'm also a Patriots fan because I can just sit and... I know they'll win. I don't need to watch the whole game. They're going to win. Cam Newton's the best. So.
All right. Well, let's segue out of that really quick. Go back to your point of being able to just kind of wake up, go into work.
People are getting more relaxed, too. Like on video calls, I noticed like people aren't shaving. It's just like
people are super chill now, I feel
people wearing hats.
Like as much crap is going on, people are just like,
I think too,
it's whatever now.
Well, and that's another good thing that came out was people are realizing the things that used to really matter, they're not that big a deal. It's like, hey, there's bigger problems in the world. If my hair's a little messed up, like, oh well, and we're not gonna like judge each other as much. And I think inadvertently these things are coming out, and so it's not a sense of people aren't caring as much because they're just like, oh, who cares? I don't care about anything. It's more of they're realizing things aren't a big deal and we can move on and care about and expend energy towards things that really matter.
Yeah, like I've put more emphasis into keeping up with family and friends, obviously. Zoom has done a great job of doing that. I had a Zoom call with family and friends and my Uncle Rich was on there that I haven't talked to in 10 plus years. I was like, what the hell, Uncle Richie? What are you doing? What's up? So like I've kind of reconnected with some folks that I've not spoken with in a long time.
When you're thinking about it too, you're like, man, I haven't seen this person or talked to this person, and
I always made a point to call my parents every couple of days, but like now I talk to them daily just to make sure everything's going on okay.
That's a lot.
I make sure that well, I don't know. It's just one of the things that I've put more emphasis into doing.
So that means you yell at your parents more.
No, I don't ever yell at my parents. Most of the time, they yell at me. So.
Okay.
I've actually taken this time to kind of like actually write letters, which might sound really weird.
Kicking it old school.
But I was like, you know what? This is different. This is new.
Who are you writing letters to?
I write letters to my aunt, I don't know, grandma, other people, friends, family. So
I haven't gotten a letter.
Kind of, because you live like three blocks away. So you want a letter, Aaron?
I do.
All right, I'll send
I want it. I want that. What's that fancy stamp?
The seal, the wax seal.
Yeah. I want one of those.
Oh man, I gotta go get some more supplies then. So
I
don't know. I just thought it was cool, kind of doing something different.
Well, it's more personal, Yeah, it shows you care, and I think too that's another thing. Yeah, we got like thank you cards. Those mean a lot when you get those.
I like thank you. I like getting stuff in the mail.
Right.
So.
People still like the physical aspect of things, and I think too it shows, hey, look, I took a little extra time instead of just shooting you a text, and so I think people are thinking about that more, and hey, I have the time to do it anyway,
right?
But also it shows you care, and there's just more emotional connection in that way.
All right, so what about things that you think should be changed or continue to be changed after the pandemic? So like triggers that the pandemic has set up and like certain things that it's revealed but still need to be changed afterwards. So like for an example, the difference in like the health disparities. So 40 million people have like kind of lost their health coverage because of this whole thing. I think it goes to show that more people need kind of like healthcare costs, and some of the costs are a little bit too much, so on and so forth. The system is kind of weird, so to speak. It's very not equal.
You mean healthcare in America is weird?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was perfect.
Nope, it's not perfect. So I think I'm not talking like total socialism, equality and all that kind of stuff. Because I know you're probably thinking it, Aaron. Climb off my high horse.
I wasn't thinking anything.
Political opinion.
I'm just sitting. Honestly, that was such a deep question. I'm trying to rack my brain to think, man, well, what would I change in that regard? So let me get this straight. Something that let's say it's January 5th, 2021, and the pandemic is done. We cured it. It's over.
It's all gone.
We're good. We're back
100%.
to normal. We're back to 2019 life.
Can we go back to the way things were before?
So let's say that happens. It's January 5th and it's done. Are you saying something that, hey, this still hasn't changed, or something that changed in the pandemic and we have to keep it that way?
I think more of like something that it's like a flaw in the system.
It revealed that there was a flaw and it never got settled.
And it needs change. So like more of like a different health system would kind of be in order, change some of the way like the private practices are run, or how the pharmaceutical companies are like literally like a huge revenue type of thing. Like they control a lot of the big business, so on and so forth.
I would say mine's not that Joe Biden-y, but
well, maybe that was an extreme example, but that was the first one that I had written down. So
that's a good one. I would say my initial thing that comes to mind, and one I've been working on, but I don't think a lot of people have, is social media consumption, and working on.
It's a good one. Yeah.
I guess also paired with mental health, working on not having social media affect your mental health so much, because I think there is a negative aspect to this where we're on, and I started doing it, we're on social media a lot more because we're on our phones more, and we're sitting around, we're bored and whatnot. And I mentioned this on a couple podcast episodes ago, but I set a time limit on Twitter, which I rarely hit. I put 2 hours a day, and I've only had it come up once that said, hey, your time's up. And it was because I was like reading articles on it, it wasn't I was scrolling that much. But so I went through and I looked at who am I following, and I tried to get those people down, or at least, because I'll still follow people, but make sure like the people I'm following, like I actually want to like see what they're posting, and it serves more of a purpose with it. I'm not just following to follow, so, and that helped, not look so much just to look. And also that way I'm not comparing myself. I'm not looking at unrealistic things. I'm not looking at Dan Bilzerian, and I'm like, man, my life's boring. Because I would do this all the time. I would look at crap like that and be like, man, I have such a boring life. I'm a loser, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that's so unhealthy. And I think we've gotten to the point where social media, there's so many platforms. There's so many, you can put whatever you want. We all know this. People are now sitting inside, and they're just going to get used to it. And again, going back to routine, even when this stuff all ends and we're back to normal, we're just going to be used to, and we already are, but we're going to be used to, I pull up my phone every 5 seconds. I have to check all the social media. I have to do that. And I think as a society, just being less attracted to social media and realizing it's not that important. It's there. It's really there for fun, to be honest.
It's just a time killer. So
it's like entertainment.
Yeah,
so,
everyone's so addicted to it. And
I've made a point, too, when I go on vacation or when I go do something fun, I almost never, I'm going to say almost because I'm sure I do once in a while, almost never post about it.
Yeah.
Because the people I need to share that with, I'll talk to you, I'll talk to my other friends, talk to my family. I'll share it. I'll show them pictures when I see them. Maybe I'll text them the picture, but I don't need to be so focused on, I need to take a picture of this, and then I get a pointless picture, and I have to post on Instagram
or
whatever.
Right
I gotta
away
caption
afterwards.
it. I gotta tag people, and just it's so time consuming. It's like, man, just go and enjoy it. And I've enjoyed the few vacations I've gone on recently. I've enjoyed a lot more because I'm not even thinking about gotta whip out my phone and document.
Right. That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
I think there's lots of great things that can come out of this as well. Have you seen John Krasinski's like Good News at all?
Is that the Office guy?
Yeah, it's the Office guy. So he started like a 20-minute quick hit news segment.
I don't like his Amazon Prime show, and I don't like The Office. So I'm all out on old John.
Now. You know, the door's right there, Aaron.
The Office is the most overrated TV show ever.
Oh, that's
Steve Carell is one of the most overrated comedians ever. I'm going out on a limb.
Take. That's what this show's about. Aaron,
you're getting hot takes on this episode.
Aaron just gave you the hottest take of all time.
See, I just had a fanboy moment with Zac Efron. Now I'm having whatever the opposite of that is with just the whole Office cast.
This is about positivity, Aaron, not negativity and hate. Okay, we need to bring great things here.
Sorry,
so
I was triggered.
Yeah, you were triggered. Now I'm triggered.
So what does he have a show? It's called Positive Thoughts?
It's called Good News.
Good News.
Yeah, so
same thing.
He just
the knockoff is Positive Thoughts.
Yeah, Positive Thoughts. No, he just does like a quick 20-minute news segment where he's just bringing good news.
That's good.
And it's like a homemade type of like. Yeah, YouTube. It's on all of his Instagram and all of his social channels.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was like a show.
It's really, really cool too. Like,
so is it like him with a cell phone? He's like, "Hey, I'm going to talk to you guys today." Like,
no, it's like I don't know. He's got a camera and everything, and he films it. But he's like, in today's good news, so and so, passed the bar exam, or old grandma recovered from COVID.
Does he do this every day?
It's like once a week. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know.
I'll check it out.
It's a good one. Yeah, there's some good positive things in there.
I'll give him another chance.
Yeah, give him
the
another
third
chance.
Time's a charm.
Third time's a charm. And his show as Jack Ryan, that's like
Ryan. That's what it was.
It's one of the best shows on Amazon.
It's been done, man. Didn't they have a movie, a Jack Ryan movie?
Yeah, but that one wasn't that good,
Was this Planet of the Apes? You're just going to keep making it because people didn't like it?
No, Chris Pine was in it, and I don't know. It wasn't that great. This one's so much better, so.
Do you like Chris Pine?
I like Chris Pine, but, the movie wasn't that great, but.
I was just bored. I just didn't think it was like that good.
Check out The Boys on Amazon Prime.
Didn't like that show either.
You didn't like that show either?
I didn't even finish the first episode.
Oh man!
Is it one of those like gets better, or if I'm not hooked by the first episode, is it just not for me?
I think it gets better.
It just seemed like a show I'd watch on like HBO. It was a little too much.
It is very graphic. So.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, come on, man. Like I don't need all this. Like,
well, I don't know.
We have very different tastes. Our tastes, like, for as good of friends as we are, like I'm amazed, like. How
opposites attract, Aaron.
Some of the like is entertainment, man. Like some of the stuff I watch, although this happens a lot, the stuff I watch, I'm like, this is hilarious, and I show it to someone, they're like, this is so stupid.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Marlon Wayans is funny. So.
I was gonna say I don't know many people that went to the early screening of 50 Shades of Black.
Oh, well,
I was.
I don't know if I would be,
I will never forget. There was
podcast.
like, oh no, it's worth. Hey. Shout out Marlon Wayans, man.
Okay.
The highlight of that moment, though, for me, because this was just hilarious. So I laughed the whole movie out loud. Everyone all 9 other people thought I was crazy. As I walked out, this guy looked at his girlfriend, and he was like, man, I am disappointed I wasted an hour and a half of my life watching that. I'm like, dude, you went to an early screening of this movie. What did you think it was going to be? But also, I thought it was funny because I was like, are you kidding? That was great. Like, I was just like, that was great. And then he said that right after.
Oh, man. Maybe I'll try and have that come out like a good thing out of this, new taste in different types of shows and movies. And I don't know.
Some people try to expand their taste and get into like fancy stuff. And
yeah.
You're getting into like dumb comedies.
Yeah, I'll try and get more into the dumb comedies.
Hey, I've been watching a lot of Frasier lately.
That's a dumb comedy.
Whoa!
That's kind of a dumb comedy.
It's classy.
I mean, Frasier's, it's funny, but it's like a dumb funny, so.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's like a dumb show.
No.
It's stupid.
I mean, it's a dumb funny show. It's
I feel
just like, haha, that's so dumb.
I feel like you're backtracking. I feel like you're saying it's not very good.
No, I'm saying I like it, but it's one of those shows where it's just like, it's like a dumb, it's just like, I don't know, it's stupid
and
funny.
Office
stupid
isn't?
hair. No, that's stupid funny too,
okay.
But it's really, really good, so.
See, no,
I don't know.
I'm not going to settle for
what
that.
else has good come out of this that comes to your mind that before we wrap up today's episode?
I'm going to say too, along the lines of, I guess it's kind of like environmentally friendly. the menus at restaurants. I'm a big fan. I hope they never go back.
Oh, yeah. This whole scanning thing.
Right. They have you scan on their phone, and that way, look, you don't need to make a bunch of menus, waste paper, waste all that stuff.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, just use, and I think in line with that, going back to, if you can use technology, use it. Like, you have it. Everyone's got a smartphone, and I just think for all these things, I've been noticing too, there's more QR codes, there's more, and in that same breath, I mean, it makes life just more convenient and quicker in the right way.
Right.
Hopefully this doesn't get to the point where we become less patient because we're getting things quicker. But I do think that is a silver lining where there's things like that where we're wasting less because we're finding that
that's pretty good.
We can use.
I love that drive-in movie theaters are kind of making a comeback as well.
You went to your first one.
Yeah, recently. I did. I think that's really neat. Some restaurants have shared like their secret recipes as well for other people to kind of make at home, which I thought was pretty cool.
It's not secret then.
Not anymore.
Well, I don't think that's a good thing.
Oh well, I can make KFC.
Not secret.
I can make KFC stuff at home now.
You can make KFC.
I mean, you haven't made.
I don't like KFC, but what can you
make the KFC recipe at home.
What's the recipe?
I don't know.
The fried chicken, the Colonel Sanders fried chicken?
Yeah, the secret recipe with the 11 herbs and spices.
That's what. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a Popeyes guy, man. I don't eat KFC.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying that's one of the things that you can
until
make
you can make the Popeyes blackened ranch or the Mardi Gras mustard.
Maybe
I don't care.
Maybe I can. I don't know.
And don't give me this.
I haven't tried yet.
This about Chick-fil-A or not Chick-fil-A. Although Popeyes is better than Chick-fil-A. Don't give me this cane sauce is better because everyone loves getting on that bandwagon.
I don't think I've ever had the cane sauce, but I do like the Popeyes.
They freaked out because this lady got fired from Cane's, and she was like posting on Twitter or whatever, Instagram, whatever she did, on how to make the sauce, and they were like so scared. They were like, no, that's not really how you make it. Like, they're still trying to pretend. It's like, it's a fast food sauce, guys. Like,
I mean, it's not the end of the world, so don't freak out about it.
Okay, I'm gonna have you make some Colonel Sanders chicken for me then.
All right,
I'll put you to the test. Is that in this Gordon Ramsay book?
No.
How to make quick and delicious.
There is a fried chicken recipe in that Gordon cookbook. That Gordon cookbook's been like my Bible the last 6 months.
I will go on a limb and say he does make the best burger known to man.
He does, yes, and he makes lots of other great stuff. So I'll cook you a meal one time, Aaron. I'll use my coronavirus pandemic.
As long as you don't put buns between my ears and call me an idiot sandwich, I'm good.
All right, I won't call you that then. But if you like what we talked about in today's episode and we want to continue the conversation afterwards, hit us up on Twitter, on YouTube, every social media, and let us know what your thoughts as well. Tell us that we've ranted way too much this episode. We've gotten off on too many tangents, or maybe what some of your favorite things are to come out of the pandemic. What are the good things that have arisen from this crazy time? Do you have a positive story that you want to share with us? Hit us up on Twitter at Weekendology Pod. Hit us up on YouTube at Weekendology Podcast. Check out our Facebook page as well. Share your stories there at Weekendology Podcast. And don't forget to hit up all of our social medias. Do you have any closing thoughts before we wrap this up, Aaron?
Follow us on all social media handles.
Yes. Also,
it's worth your time and worth your energy.
We are hilarious on there, and we keep you up to date on
nonstop laughs.
All of the laughs. All of the updates.
I have all the laughs. Many, many laughs.
So many more laughs than you.
The biggest laughs.
Exactly. And if you want to keep up with everything sports and movies and entertainment related, check out our other 2 social handles, Weekendology Sports at Weekendology Sports and Weekendology at Weekendology ENT as well. Don't forget to check out the Big Red World.
Why don't you say Weekendology ENT for that one?
I don't know. I've always said ENT, so.
Just interesting.
Weekendology ENT.
It's just funny.
It just doesn't sound as good now. It sounds weird now.
But so. Weekendology sounds better?
Weekendology, yes. Just go with it, Aaron. Just go with the flow. Don't forget to check out the Big Red World.
Yeah.
Go check them out on Twitter at Big Red Social, and their website is bigredworld.org as well. Check us out on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We've got new episodes every Friday. So until then, we'll see you guys next time, and enjoy the weekend, everybody.